Shalawam. I'm your brother Yahawah from the branch of GMS, South Carolina Midlands. And before I start off, all praise, honor, and glory belongs to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, HaQadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. And Shalawam to you, Yahawah Elect, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. To you, I say Shalawam. We're living in a time of war, and specifically the war to end all wars, World War III. All right, to where these devils, these Edomites, the so-called white man, all right, as you can see, Nero 47, Trump, all right, Pete Hegseth, all right, all these Edomite devils, all right, the American Babylonian government is involved in this Third World War with Iran, all right, tag teaming with the small hatters, the Amalekites, all right, as they're bombing, in Lebanon right now, okay, tensions with Russia and Ukraine picking up. As you know, the U.S. is siding with Ukraine along with the rest of the West, these NATO nations, okay, and Russia has their backing with the East, Iran, China, so on, so forth, man. The stage is set for World War III. The stage is set for prophecy, okay? And we're approaching the end, the utter end of this devil's kingdom, the utter end of America, Babylon the Great, all right? The utter end, all right, of the small hatters over in the Holy Land, okay? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is working, man. Okay, apparently there's been, more strikes from the U.S. over, in Iran, which is just pushing this thing further and further to escalation, getting to nuclear war. Okay, Russia, we know has the backing of Iran according to biblical prophecy, Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Okay, so everything is perfectly set already, man. The MOTB, the mark of the beast, is on the scene. That RFID micro C-HIP technology, all right, is already on the scene. People taking it willingly. Eventually, this devil about to push it and mandate it and make it to where you won't be able to buy or sell according to Revelation 13 and 16 and 17. All right, without that micro C-HIP, and we know that got to be pushed. That mark of the beast is going to be pushed and enforced before that nuclear destruction takes place on America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay? Because that's the judgment, Revelation 14, 9, and 10, for taking that mark. Okay? So everything is set. The American economy is about to collapse. The dollar is about to collapse, man. This devil can't kick the can down the road anymore. Okay, these wicked elites, these devils, they got to come with the New World Order. Okay, that's why they tapping in all the oil reserves. Eventually, that shell shock is going to show up in your gas prices and in your grocery stores. And it's going to bring utter chaos. Okay, and once the people get out of line according to biblical prophecy, all right, Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, Second Ezra, the 16th chapter, going to walk off the pages. A man is going to have no pity upon his neighbor because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And guess what? This devil going to bring martial law. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. This devil going to roll out that New World Order. This devil going to roll out this beast system that you see set up all around you. All right, he's going to enforce that mark of the beast. This is the times we're in, man. All right. And these people, these 2/3 of the house of Israel don't have a fucking clue, man. All right. They don't have a clue what's about to happen, but we do. According to the spirit and to the power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, man. All right. Let me get a quick scripture just to back up that last point, that we are in the know. according to the spirit and the power of Yahawah. Wisdom of Solomon 9:17. And thy counsel, who have known, except thou give wisdom and send thy Holy Spirit from above. You see? And the Lord put his spirit on us. All right? The Lord put his spirit on his servants, the prophets, to go and tell you of these times before they even happen. Starting with our elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone. And we men that come in through hearing this gospel, all right, from our teachers. Those are our teachers. All right? We push the same message of Yahawashi, man. This is Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord power, Yahawashi, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So you see, the Lord gave us the truth, man. All right, and we're grateful for it. And what do we do with it? Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied against many countries. Is not America a country? And against great kingdoms. And is not America a great kingdom? All right? And it's a kingdom of wickedness, though. Okay? But it says a war and of evil and a pestilence. So you see, we prophesied a war, World War III. All right? Starting with our elder apostles, elder bishops on down, we have been warning about World War III, and it's here. The end of the Edomite Empire is here. Evils, bad times, economic collapse, civil war, civil unrest, race wars, famine, pestilences. These things are here. And they're not going to stop. It's going to pick up. It's going to intensify. Because this is judgment of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right? This is the judgment of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi upon these devils, these Edomites, upon these heathens, from the Moabites, the Hamites, the Elamites, these proud fucking heathens, until you 2/3, man. You rebellious Israelites, man, who refuse to get right. The Lord gonna have your ass shipped off to this third world war. So you can get deleted. Okay? You get deleted in this third world war. You get deleted in these civil wars, race wars. Get deleted by all these different judgments Yahawah Shemashah bringing. Teeth of wild beasts, famine. Yahawah Bahasham bringing judgment in the earth. And the Lord is warning you beforehand with the prophets of Yahawah Bahasham. And for you Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you true biblical Israelites, according to the seed of your father, pursuant to Numbers 1:18, the father determines the nationality of the son or daughter. Okay? You Israelites need to repent immediately. Immediately. Don't tarry. Don't tarry. Excuse me. Because great judgment, great evils is about to befall America, Babylon the Great, and about to befall this world. It's called a world war. It's called World War III for a reason. Everybody's about to be affected. Everybody's about to see the judgment of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. All right? And if you don't get in line, you just wait and see. This is Sirach, Ecclesiastes 5:7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, Yahawah Shemashah, and to tarry means to wait. You don't got time to wait. We don't have much time before Yahawah Shemashah close the doors of mercy. We don't have much time before Yahawah Shemashah remove his prophets, his men of the Lord, our elder apostles, elder bishops, brothers that's laboring in the spirit and the power of Yahawah Shemashah, and bring that famine of the word. That means no more warning. The Lord done warning at that point. And then this straight judgment. Okay? Made no tarrying to turn to the Lord, Yahawah Shemashah, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. And you don't even know if you got tomorrow. You don't even know if the Lord granted you tomorrow, or the next second, or the next minute. And you got people walking around here proud, willfully sinning. You got some Israelites as atheists, bro. Believing in plantation Christianity, all these different types of religions. All right, forms of worship, but they ain't worshiping the true power, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And for that, this great judgment about to befall our people, man. Great judgment about to fall these devils, these heathens, and our people, man. All right, but hey, you know, these things are meant to happen. Okay. The truth is who is for, Romans 11:7. The election have attained and the rest were blinded, pertaining to this truth. Okay? But nonetheless, fair use before I play this video. We're living in a time of war, World War III, the war to end all wars, man. This place, this devil's kingdom, his time of ruling, it's almost up, man. And our salvation is nearer than when we believe, man. Yahawashi is coming to get his elect, man. Before the destruction, before the nuclear missiles touch America, Babylon the Great, the elect is going to get delivered. Scarcely saved. Scarcely. Pursuant to 1 Peter 4:18. Scarcely going to be saved. But nonetheless, they're going to get delivered, man. And we pray and hope we're of that number. So, playing this video. Alright, tensions are getting high over what they would call the Middle East, Western Asia, as the Elder Malcolm, calls it. In truth, he calls it Western Asia because that's what it is. Okay? No such thing as Europe or Middle East. It's Western Asia. Okay? This Third World War is getting popping, man. Okay? As I made mention, the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Alright, small hatters bombing in Lebanon. And now U.S., strikes on Iran, man. It's going down. You devils is deep into World War III, and you can't turn back. Ain't no going back.
Target last night, and tonight, if we need to, on your order, Mr. President, we will hit even more and even deeper, because that's the consequence. Put down
I believe they call it the Department of Justice. All right. This is the Department of Justice or Department of Defense. I think it's Department of Justice into the Department of War. I showed you who's in rulership right now. I showed you who's involved in the conflict. The Edomites, the biblical Edomites, man. Okay? Because that's all this devil knows is war. And we're going to get some scriptures to back it up.
Blockade. We may put it back, the blockade. And it'll only be a blockade for Iran. Anybody else can have whatever they want. We're not attacking at the highest level. The highest level of the bridges, there, which we can knock down. I would say in one day we knock down every single bridge in Iran. There's not a thing they can do about it. Their electric manufacturing facilities, right? Their electric plants where they make their electricity there. We will, if we have to, we'll take them out.
You see how proud these devils are? Okay? Do they know the repercussions if they do all that? Essentially attacking the infrastructure and civilian life in Iran. You would be affecting interests of the Russians. Okay? You'll be affecting interests of these different countries that benefit from Iran and its oil supply. So yeah, you're neck deep in World War III, man. Okay? But I want to get a scripture, man. Let me get these scriptures, man. Okay? I'll let that play a little bit more. Because remember, they was talking to all this peace talks, peace deal. We a day away, a week away. Having talks right now with the leader of Iran or mediator. Ceasefire agreement. Well, Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. And let's talk about these devils. Peace deals, ceasefire. And President Trump, Nero, 47, he was the one that said he'd get in office. He made promises, right, to the Babylonian people, to American people, right? All right? That if he get in office, he'll end all the wars, end all the conflicts. Russia, Ukraine still going on. Okay? He joined attacks with the small adders, the Amalekites. That's who he really running the show. All right, the imposters. All right, using Babylon the Great, the hammer of the earth. All right, but they got involved with this Iran war now in Lebanon. Okay, bombing in Lebanon. They went and seized Maduro. Invaded Venezuela. Man, I think they was talking about taking Greenland. These devils don't know how to remain peaceful, man. His words were smoother than butter, and he's gonna end all these wars, all these conflicts, right? But war was in his heart the whole time, on this devil's brain and in his spirit. It's in his spirit to go to war with you, man. To take your resources. Remember the scriptures say he covet fields and take it by violence. But war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Next thing you know, you'll have Babylon or America over there in your land, your territory, for whatever resources, all right, trying to dictate how to rule your people all the way across the waters. Have an embassy set up in your nation, man. Okay? Because these are the biblical Edomites. These are warmongers, man. They don't know peace. Okay? Now, I quoted that they covet fields. Yep. This is Micah 2 and 1. It says, woe to the oppressors. And it's talk about these devils, the Edomites. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And it's talking about the wicked elite. All right? Because it's saying that all wars are bankers' wars. Yes, and it's true. These devils benefit on both sides of the war. Economically, as far as the resources, all right, power, okay, because they control the world. It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And who gave them control or power in the earth? Yahawashi. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. Okay? And this is that short season, that little time that these devils had to rule and to wreak havoc in the planet Earth. Take peace on the earth. And get that. Okay? Until Yahawashi take them out of the way, man. Micah 2 and 2. And they covet fields. Alright? And they covet field and take them by violence. So they want what you got. Anytime these heathens, they have gold, oil, some type of resource that they can use to forward their schemes, their agendas, their new world order. Okay, or so that they can get rich, fulfill their greed, their belly. They're gonna take it. They're gonna come with democracy. They're gonna come with the military might. All right, and they just gonna take it. Okay, the original nigga in the planet Earth, man. The Edomite. Okay. Who made that point? Elder Yashawamba. What Jake do in the hood, in the low level in their communities, these devils do on a world scale. They're the original nigga. That's why Yahawashi in John 8 and 44, speaking about these wicked 2/3 Israelites, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. Okay? I mean, that lines up, man, because Yahawashi, all right, speaking about wicked 2/3 Israelites, but also, getting on these devils and how they act and how they behave and how our people is acting, man. St. John 8 and 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer. He was a murderer from the beginning. And a murderer is somebody that takes life of someone that's innocent. Okay? Kill for sport. Kill for no reason. Alright? Or just because they got the power to do so. That's how these devils did us. That's how these devils do that in throughout the whole entire planet Earth, man. They want something, they take it. And even if they have to delete you, they take it by violence. He's a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Yeah, peace talks. Whole time he planning to take your whole country, rule over your people, tell you how to govern your nation. Okay, it's the Edomite, man. Okay, and you devil, you Israelites, you 2/3, you operate the same way, just on a lower level, man. Okay, on a lower level. All right, gangs, black on black, brown on brown crime, on a lower level, man. Okay, but back in Micah 2:2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, in houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And we know that the main nation that was affected, how these devils operated unjustly in the planet Earth through great robbery and murder, is the Israelites. He took our identity. Okay? Small hatters operating in the Holy Land and throughout the earth, parading like they are us. Okay? And they ain't us, and never will be us. And it's being revealed, man, through the spirit and the power of Yahawah. The wicked is being revealed. 2 Thessalonians 2:8. Lord is consuming Esau by the spirit of his mouth, which is the prophets. Okay? But nonetheless, this is how this devil gets down, man. War. He don't know peace. All the agreements and the treaties he made with Gad when he came over here to this land, broke them all. Stabbed Gad in the back. Gad taught him how to till the land, how to live off the land, how to survive over here. Okay? And stabbed a peaceable people, as he said, in the back. The people of the Lord. And he gonna pay for it all too. Alright, and what he been doing throughout the planet Earth, man. Okay? So I'm gonna get another preset. I'm gonna let a little bit of this play though.
I want to do that, but if we have to, we'll take them out. They have desalinization plants. We'll take them out if we have to. I hate to do that. That's probably the one I would like not to do, least. We attacked Carg Island last night. We knocked out a piece. I said, don't touch the oil, because maybe we'll take over Carg Island. And Trump goes on to say, one I would like not to do, least. We attacked Carg Island last night. We knocked out a piece. I said, don't touch the oil, because maybe we'll take over Carg Island.
You see, they covet fields and take them by violence. Went over to Carg Island. Don't touch the oil, because maybe we'll take it. They're going to take over. This is the biblical Edomite. This is the devil. This is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Look at that nigga. Look at Nero. That's a devil, man. Habakkuk 2:4. The spirit which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. These devils have nothing but evil and wicked intents, and they execute it because it's in the power of their hands. Nero, he's just a puppet. He fulfilling the bidding of the wicked elite, man. Okay? And Yahawashi gonna take all these devils down, man. All of them. Okay? So this war is gonna continue to go on, man. Okay? I typed in the chat, I said, how long has America been at war in its 250 years of being a nation? It says, if you count all sustained wars, military campaigns, frontier wars, interventions, and ongoing combat operations, historians generally conclude that the United States have been involved in armed conflict for well over 90% of its history. Now that the United States is 250 years old, 1776, 2026, and we just had the 4th of July to reach that point, and Lord will, the last year, Lord will, I don't remember to Zah, man. Approximately 230 years have involved some form of war or military conflict. That means only about 20 years of the nation's history has been free from any significant military conflict involving war forces. And even then, there was no peace, man. All right? Infightings. Okay? It says, in percentage terms, that's roughly 92 to 93% of its existence. Okay? When it comes to war, Esau get an A+. Esau, he passed with flying colors as being the Edomite, the devil that Yahawah created him to be, man. Okay? Getting into biblical prophecy. Where I got that at? Yeah, I thought I had it pulled up, but Revelation 6 and verse 4. It says, and there went out another horse symbolizing power, that was red, and red is Esau, Edom. Edom means red. This is how you know it's talking about these devils. These devils have been given power. It says, and power was given to him, showing you it's a man, it's a nation, right? To him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. That's these devils. You at war for 230 years out of your 250 years of existence, you are a warmonger. Okay? You are the man that's given power to take peace on the earth, man. Okay? Because all this time, America hasn't been touched. And eventually, it will be touched. Okay? It says, and matter of fact, let me back up that point. No loss of children. No loss of children. Oh, I believe it goes, she said a lady forever. Lady forever. Let me see. Bear with me. Okay? Maybe it's spaced out. Yeah, Isaiah 47 and 7. It says, carelessly, yeah, right here. Isaiah 47, 7. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. Hold on, Isaiah 47 and 6. I was wroth with my people, and dealing with the Israelites. Yahawashi was angry against us because we sinned against our power. We started worshiping idols. We were going off, man. All right, and therefore the curses of Deuteronomy 28 and 15 on down to 68 is upon us. That's why we're in the predicament, the captivity that we are in right now. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. The Lord gave us over to these devils, man, to be in captivity, to rule over us. This is a punishment. Thou didst shew them no mercy. The devils ain't show no mercy to the young or the old. Ain't take his foot off our neck, none. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidest, I shall, and yeah, you got Jake that have literally worked their whole entire lives, and they reach to the point of retirement, and they up the retirement age. And even then, when they retire, they can't afford to be sustained to live, all right, and they still got to work into their 70s, man, till they drop dead, literally. It says, thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. neither didst remember the latter end of it. Okay, let me read the NLT. You said, I will reign forever as queen of the world. That's the American Babylonian mindset. That's the mindset of these devils, these Edomites. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Psalms 49:11. Okay, they name their lands after their own names. They don't think this place is going to go down. They don't think they're going to ever go out of power. All right, but Yahawashi got other plans. You did not reflect on your actions or think about their consequences. You didn't think about what you did to the children of Israel and what you continue to do. Okay? Back in KJV, verse 8. Therefore, hear now this, that thou that art given to pleasures. Yep. You know, these devils, even these heathens, and the sellout Israelites living good. Okay, but mainly these devils, man, benefit. The first stock on the stock market was us, Israel, man. All right, and this nation has grown, waxed rich. All right, off the rape, robbery, and murder, the captivity of the Israelites, man. Okay, because we're still slaves. All right, if there's any Israelite out there that hasn't come to that conclusion yet, you're still a slave. Okay, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow. Yeah, the America think they're the big bully on the block. They can't be touched. Right? Neither shall I know the loss of children. You see? They don't think nothing's gonna happen to this place. They don't think World War III they're gonna be affected directly and the worst during the Third World War. Okay? But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries. Yeah, this place is established on witchcraft. You see the whole Epstein. America is just one big Epstein island and one big satanic temple. Okay? And that's how these devils been ruling for so long in the planet Earth, through the rituals, the sacrifices. Okay? For the great abundance of thine enchantments, for thou hast trusted in wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. But guess what? Yahawashi sees you. Okay? And the Lord is going to repay you double. Okay? Revelation chapter 18 verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils. This is when the Lord, takes this place out, man. Okay? Right now you're seeing the collapse of this devil internally, economically. Okay? How you say that? Politically. Okay? The trust, the morale of the people is very low as pertains to their government. All right? But you're about to literally see the downfall and the destruction of Babylon the Great. It says, and have become the habitation of devils, those desert creatures, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Yeah, dealing with the Babylonian American philosophy is democracy. All right, pushing forth, wickedness. Okay, pushing that abomination of same-sex marriage. Try to push that and pollute other nations with that. Probably pushes plantation Christianity. Okay, it's democracy. It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, And that's, them being in bed with America, Babylon the Great, tied to this place, economically through the FRNs, the money. In turn, you gotta, pretty much do what Babylon the Great says, as far as, pushing this democracy, its ways, its philosophies on your nation, and that ends up polluting your own people, man. All right, and if you go against, they could put sanctions on you, man. Okay, this is the devils we dealing with here, man. It says, for the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Yep, because they make their money, off sending goods. This is a consumer nation. All right, it's a import nation. All right, not export. It don't make money. It pretty much spends money to bring in consumer goods from China, all over the world. All right, mainly China. Okay, and as far as exports, America is not known for really pushing anything out. Okay, maybe once upon a time, but everything really comes from China and other nations, man. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And that's the elect getting beamed up, delivered unto the chariot of the Lord, as this place America is of course, getting pelted, right, by thermonuclear destruction, man. Okay, because those nukes, those nuclear missiles, all right, the fire that the Lord is bringing to this place is also known as, a plague. Read Zechariah 14:12. Okay, it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquity. So the Lord got his eye, he got the scopeo on this wicked queendom, America, Babylon the Great. And guess what he's about to do? Reward her even as she have rewarded you. What he did to the Israelites, that's going to come back on you devils. You're going to go into captivity. You're going to go into slavery. You shed the blood of the children of Israel. Guess what? Your blood is going to be shed. Okay? What is that? Isaiah 14 and is that 22? Let me get that real quick. Okay, and we're going to come back. Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for thy children for the iniquity of thy fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the world with city. Yeah, what you did to the children of Israel, it's all going to come back on your head. And now, your descendants that's here today, which is you, coming back in the reincarnation for what you did a long time ago, generations ago. And, some of you devils still living for shedding the blood of Israel. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, y'all all gonna be destroyed here. Okay, your kingdom is gonna be destroyed, and you're gonna be right here in it. Okay, Revelation 18 and 6. Reward her even as she have rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she have filled to her double. So yeah, you devils gonna get it far worse than what was done to us, man. Okay, and we're gonna be of course judging y'all in a righteous sense. All right, so before y'all devils go into captivity, your kingdom, all right, your wicked kingdom is gonna be destroyed, man. Okay, it says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord, Yahawashi power, who judgeth her. See? That's the plans of Yahawashi concerning this wicked nation, kingdom, America, Babylon the Great, man. So why they keep proceeding with this Third World War, and they talk about peace talks, but no peace comes? Because, Yahawashi gonna keep these devils involved until Yahawashi utilize this Third World War to take this place out, man. Period. Okay?
And Trump goes on to say that there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. Nothing. He says they're going to hammer them harder this time. And as a reminder, it was just about 3 weeks ago when Trump went on video and told the whole world that we're going to have a deal done tomorrow. And thank God, because we're like 4 weeks away from disaster. Well, now we're less than like a week away from that checkpoint that he himself called. And now the bombs are raining back down. Everyone that keeps taking the bait, the carrot on the stick, that there's going to be a deal worked out tomorrow, are foolish and have been fools. This whole time, everything has been backed up and cut off. And Trump has even come out and ordered gas stations to lower prices to $2.50 and other places to manipulate their prices to where he wants them. It's a setup, meaning that it's not real. And that when it all snaps back to where it should be, it's going to be devastating. You are literally living under an illusion right now. The rest of the world, you can see what's happening. The supplies are not getting there. They're duking it out in the gas stations for gas. They're duking it out in the grocery stores. And on top of it, it seems like weather warfare being rolled out on the masses as well. But this fight is going to continue. They say for a good time from here. There's no end in sight. He just said they may take Clark Island. I'm going to tell you that all of this was part of the plan all along. He even made these outlandish comments that he should have struck the funeral. He could have got them all in one spot at one time. But of course, he could have murdered tens of thousands of people in the process, innocent people, which he acts like he cares about. But to me, they don't give a dang. Okay? You're talking about hitting electrical now. You're about to hit their desalination plants. Oh, I don't want to. Oh, but he will. They will. And this is where the people are going to suffer and where this is going to turn into a humanitarian crisis that has not been seen yet. So a heads up, here we go. I would get ready for blowback. Everyone's sleeping on this. You either get caught slipping or you have a plan in all this. Join me for the live stream, going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Hey, World War III is brewing. Ain't no going back. America is deeply involved in this Third World War. And Yahawashi is getting ready to take this place out. And with this place getting taken out, he's getting ready to deliver his hopeful elect. This is Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So ain't no peace talks going, extinguish this brewing of the Third World War. All right, this thing is only going to escalate because we're living in a time of war, specifically World War III, pursuant to biblical prophecy. Revelation 11 and verse 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. And woe means destruction. World War II is already in the books. World War I already happened. And the last woe, the third world woe, all right, is here. And what's going to happen? This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain. Mountain symbolize governments. And it's speaking about the government, all right, the nation of Esau, Edom, America. It says, saith the Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, which destroys all the earth. Yeah, you took peace in the earth. You'll go around bombing, taking resources, deleting people, polluting the people, okay? Taking advantage, putting sanctions, okay? Which destroy all the earth, which stretches out. It's like it. I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. And that's going to be by way of the Lord. All right. Send nuclear destruction over on this place, America, Babylon the Great. All right. He's going to turn this place into a lake of fire. And also, Lord Yahawashi, along with the heavenly hosts, the angels, is going to be burning this place as well. And they shall not, and they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. So, Lord was edifying to the elect of the house of Israel, living in a time of war, specifically the Third World War, the war to end all wars, the end of the Edomite man. That'll say Shalawam. Shalawam to the whole full elect.